What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to reduce the noise in your photos, especially using high ISO. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that for free. So let's get started. I'm going to be focusing on two apps that we can get for free. First is your Mac Photos app, and then we're going to go over to a little more advanced Capture One 10 by Sony, which is also free. You can get the express version for free. So let's head over to the Photos app first. So here we have an image that is shot at ISO 6400 at RAW, and this is in a very dark room. I shot at 1/500th of a second, and yeah, it's pretty grainy, right? So I'm going to show you how to tone down the grain a little bit, but still keep the good realistic colors and sharpness. So head over to the editor's tab by hitting enter, then we press A to go to the adjustments. Now normally you won't have all these adjustment settings there. You will have to go to add and then add each individual settings that you would like to use and manipulate. And once you add them, you could save it as a default, and that's what I did. So as default, I have all the advanced settings and features opened. The first thing we want to do, of course, is the noise reduction feature. Now you want to be careful with this because you don't want to go crazy on it and just smear the whole picture. As you can see, the noise is almost gone, but it's all smeared together. So keep the luminance noise relatively low. Another secret way to reduce noise in your photos is, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck the noise and the sharpening so we could get the native ISO 6400. Another way we could actually lower the noise is by going to our black point and contrast. By playing around with this setting, now you might get a little bit like an Instagram kind of look. It looks washed out, but that's okay because raising the contrast a little bit helps counteract that other setting. And look at that, what do you know, our noise is almost gone. Now you can head over to your noise and play around with the settings. As long as we don't smear the picture, we want to keep the quality there. So head over to the sharpness, and now we got a nice crispy picture with very little noise. I believe that's really clean. Yeah, all the red dots that were there are now toned down, so the picture is a little bit more usable. And there we go. That's the secret way to reduce noise in photos, is using the contrast and black point settings. And also, if you find that these red dots are a little annoying, another secret you could do is lower the saturation. Now you want to lower the saturation a little bit. The cast, bring it all the way down here, so it's gonna cool down the picture a little bit. It's gonna make it a little cooler. See, if you go up here, it's gonna be warm and reddish, and if you cool it down a little bit, it's gonna tone down those red dots that went crazy with the noise. And here we go. Now we have a not bad, it's not a bad image right here. This is actually, it could be usable depending on what shot it is, but I believe for Instagram this is very usable. Now if we move over to here, next app we have is the Capture One from Sony. Another free app that you could get. If you use Sony, I recommend this app. This app is just awesome. It's kind of like somewhere in between Lightroom and your basic photos editor app. It is really advanced but still pretty simple. Now looking over our information, we can see we're shooting at 6400. This is the same picture we edited earlier in photos. Now since this is raw, it is messy. As you could see, all the color noise everywhere. So go ahead and head over to the magnifying glass, and this is where we're gonna have our details tab. This is where you could edit some of the details. Go to noise reduction, which is the third menu tab, and again luminance, head over about halfway up. Go halfway up, and this is the main one. The most important one is the color one. This is the one that's gonna help out with those red, and look at that, they're all gone. They just disappear. Actually, we might not need luminance noise. We could keep that at 0. So next we're gonna head over to our quick menus tab, and here we can have quick settings such as the exposure, and yeah, we could bring up the darks a little bit, raise up the exposure a little bit. So everything you want to just have slight exposure here. Lower the saturation a little bit like we did in Photos app. And the good thing is that since this is raw image, we can still keep a lot of detail there. And this is a very extreme case. Remember, we are shooting at 6400, so that way we can have a higher shutter speed of 500, which actually shooting by hand, as you can tell, is very easy. I could lower the aperture so we can lower the ISO, but I just wanted to show you in case of an emergency, if you needed to shoot at higher ISO, don't be afraid to do it. With the Sony sensors, you're able to do it. And as a comparison, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple of the shots. For example, here's one shot at 3200 that I haven't touched yet. So what we're gonna do is actually, I'm gonna go ahead and Command Shift copy the settings, and then I'm gonna Command Shift V to paste the settings we did earlier on the ISO 6400. And as you can tell, this is pretty clean, and it's still a relatively good shutter speed. It's at 320th of a second, and we still have room to play. We could still bring up the exposure a little bit, and we have a nice bright image of my desk. So there you go. This is how you could take care of your noise for free using these two apps. And as you can see, both of these shots are very usable for the web or Instagram, Facebook, things like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to reduce the noise on your images using these two awesome free software, and that is the native photo app for macOS here, and also Capture 110 software, which I really recommend to all Sony users out there. Thanks again, and if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you loved it, go ahead and subscribe for future tutorials and how-to videos. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Sayonara.